As we all know, Kevin is caught up in a deep conspiracy, one that goes way, way back to his college days. See, the folder his private investigator delivered had some very interesting information. Information about his supposedly missing wife, Kaisha, and a whole lot more. Kevin decides to focus on Kaisha and the fact that she is known not just as Kaisha Johnson, but also as Kaisha Myers, Kaisha Livingston, and Kaisha DuPont. She had different passports and properties all over the world. Who was this mysterious woman he had supposedly married? And why was she missing? Kevin starts to dig further, losing himself in the mystery. Of all the names in the documents, why was DuPont the one she used to change the locks? Kevin weaves through every document, every picture, anything he can find with the name DuPont in sight. He gathers them all in a strategic pattern, connecting them like a puzzle until every piece lines up perfectly. A DuPont timeline, he calls it. With this information, he puts all the pieces on the wall in the cabin. He has it all figured out, he says to himself, not knowing what lies ahead. Thinking to himself, deeply focused on solving this master mystery, he calls his private investigator, but he doesn't answer. In fact, it goes straight to voicemail. Hesitant to leave a voicemail, Kevin does it anyway. Whispering into the phone, "Hey man, this is Kevin. I need you to get me more information. I need it quicker this time. I think I'm on to something. You know how to find me." And he hangs up the phone. Pacing back and forth through the cabin, waiting desperately for a reply, he notices movement on one of the many hidden cameras all over the cabin's property. With a hunch that he was followed, Kevin was luckily not in the main cabin. Instead, he was in one of the hidden safe rooms on the property. He watches the cabin cameras closely as he tries to recognize any familiar face, but they all have masks on. They search and search for Kevin, tearing through everything as if they were not only looking for him, but for something else. Then it hits him. His guy, the private investigator, never called him back. With this weighing heavily on his mind, he decides to call the PI's phone again while he watches the cameras. The phone rings. This time, he notices one of the masked men moving and reaching into his pocket. The guy pulls out a phone, pulls his mask off as he answers, and Kevin recognizes him. It's the detective from the police station, the same guy who tried to accuse him of Gloria's murder. Kevin hangs up as he watches them leave his property, but not before they burn the main east cabin down first. It's a statement. They know he knows something, and he has to go. Watching as one of his great-grandfather's cabins burns to the ground, he starts to realize that this is not just any type of information he was holding, but deadly information. And he was pretty sure the private investigator he hired was dead. With this new information and video proof that a highly decorated city detective was trying to kill him and frame him for murder, things just got a lot harder. Not knowing the name of this detective or having any information on him at all, Kevin knew this puzzle was more difficult to solve than he ever imagined. With no help and no one to turn to at this point, Kevin is lost. He knows what he knows, but he can't tell anyone about it. Who can he trust? Everyone he talks to either dies or disappears. Scared and yet still focused, Kevin starts to research the detective. Not having a name to go by, he digs and digs until he stumbles on an article about an officer who took down a major kingpin back when he was in college, around the time he first met Kaisha in medical school. A coincidence? After everything Kevin has been through, he didn't think so. He met Kaisha at med school, close to graduation. He had, by this time, been in school for 10 years and was finishing his doctorate. Anyway, that officer from the article went by the name of William DuPont. Yes, you got that right. The name plastered all over the documents on the wall of his cabin. The woman he thought he knew and loved, the woman he married, was also married to the guy trying to ruin his life. Scared and confused, he starts to wonder if Kaisha is in on it, or if she's in danger. Maybe all those identities were her way of trying to hide from her psychopath husband, William DuPont. Or maybe she's part of the whole scheme. He doesn't know. But the one thing he does know is that he is in no position to go to war, let alone with the town's favorite detective. What will he do? Who can he call to his aid to help him figure out this conspiracy? The deeper he digs, the more dangerous it gets, and Kevin is running out of time and options. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next part of the story. Thanks for watching.